it's Nicole and welcome back to my channel. As you can see, today I'm in my Disney long sleeve t-shirt again, and that's because I have some more Disney content for you. What I want to show you today is everything that I take to the Disney parks with me inside my park book bag. So to start off, what you take to the parks with you is really going to depend on what you're going to be doing at the parks for that day. Are you going to be going to the parks for just 2 hours, or are you planning on going hard and spending the entire day at a Disney World park? So Derek and I are definitely on the side of the spectrum that goes hard when we go to the Disney parks. We like to do rope drop in the morning, and then we don't go back to our hotel room until the park closes at night. So again, my name's Nicole. If you're new to our channel, we would really love it if you subscribe down below. Definitely hit that bell button so you get notified every time we upload a new video, and definitely feel free to leave us a comment. We love hearing everything you guys have to say. So without further ado, let's get started with today's video. So to start off, I wanted to show you the book bag that I have been using recently on all of our trips to Walt Disney World, and this is the bag that I take into the parks with me daily. So it's a Go Groove book bag, and I actually got this off of Amazon. So I really like that it has this double closure up front, and then it has a little pocket and a big pocket up top. The big pocket does have a lot of really nice pockets in it, and then this is actually a camera bag. So these sides open on both sides, and the bottom is gonna slide out, and you can put a camera in there. I really like this book bag because it's multifunctional. If I just want to access all of my camera equipment, that's really easy to do without digging through the rest of the book bag to get to all that camera supplies. And on the inverse, if I need some hand sanitizer or maybe a new face mask, it's really nice being able to access all of that stuff without disturbing any of my camera equipment. So now that you saw the book bag that I take into the parks, I'm going to start off with the 2 most important items that I think everyone should be bringing into a Disney World park with them. So that first item is a rain jacket. So we have these North Face little black rain jackets. They're not too heavy because, as you know, Florida can be extremely hot, especially in the summer. And they also roll up really small. So I like to kind of place this at the bottom of my book bag as an emergency use, just in case product. And the second item that I think is so important is a good umbrella. So it rains in Florida all the time, especially in the summer. It rains there almost daily. So instead of dragging out that rain jacket every time it rains, I like to keep an umbrella handy. I strap this right to the outside of my book bag, so then if it's anything between like a light drizzle or really intense downpouring, I can easily access the umbrella. And then again, sometimes it rains so hard in Florida, you're gonna want both. The jacket's really gonna help keep you dry, where I think the umbrella is so incredibly important because it helps really keep your feet dry. The worst thing in Disney World is when your shoes get all wet. If you're planning on staying at the parks all day, that is definitely going to be no fun. And a rain jacket isn't really going to keep your feet dry, but that's where the umbrella is definitely going to come in. So the second item that I like to bring in the park is definitely some more like equipment and camera gear. I like to capture all the great memories we make, so bringing a camera is absolutely necessary for me. So I'm filming on it right now, but here's my little case that my G7X goes in. So I think this is the perfect camera to take into the parks, as well as my GoPro. They're both extremely compact, so they're easy to just stick in that bottom compartment of my book bag and have them for all those great memories. And then to go along with that, extra battery packs are absolutely ideal, especially if you're going to be in the park all day long. You're going to need them to constantly be recharging all of your accessories. And last but not least is an iPhone. So I take my iPhone with me pretty much everywhere I go. You're definitely going to need it in the parks. Pretty much everything there now runs off of technology through their app. So a phone and a charger to make sure you have constant charge throughout the day is going to be a necessity. So the next thing that I find really important is somewhere to keep all of my credit cards, debit cards, and any cash I may take into the park with me safe. So I think a little wristlet like this, or even a little like Vera Bradley one like this one, is super essential. You can put all of your really important like medical information, medical cards in here here as well. Stick that in the bottom of your bag so you know it's safe and sound, but everything is all together. And while we're on the topic of weather-related items and electronics, I wanted to show you a few more things. So this may sound extremely silly, but I always take plastic bags into the park with me. Again, you never know when one of their crazy rainstorms is gonna happen. It rains so often. Having some extra plastic bags to put anything valuable in so it doesn't get wet is super important. I also take these little emergency rain jackets. So once all of your other stuff gets wet, if it just continues to rain, gets warm, rains, gets warm, you never know when you may need just one of these extra little disposable ones. And they take up barely any room, so I stick it in like the laptop compartment of my book bag and just kind of forget about it. It's always there. You never know when you're gonna need it. And the last 3 weather-related items, sunglasses. Again, it's Florida. It's gonna go from raining to hot to sunny so incredibly fast. You're probably gonna want a pair of sunglasses, as well as a little fan. So again, I'm from up north in Pennsylvania. I don't handle the heat extremely well, so I think a little fan like this is great when it's just unbearably hot at the parks. It has a little clip on it, so I clip this right to the outside of my book bag and kind of forget about it. It stays there all the time. And last but not least is an extra little pair of socks. They barely take up any room. Again, they're one of those items that's gonna go way to the bottom of my book bag. I'm gonna leave them there and just kind of forget about them. But again, if your feet get wet, it's gonna lead you to a super unpleasant day at the parks. So having a little spare pair of socks is such a good thing to have. So the next thing on my list is gonna be around hydration. So it is hot in Florida, and if you are planning on being in those parks all day long, you're gonna wanna stay hydrated. So a water bottle is gonna be a necessity. So I put these disposable water bottles in my bag, but I use them over and over again, and I'll tell you why I do that. So the reusable water bottles tend to be heavy. And again, if you're gonna be at the parks all day long, they're definitely gonna be things you wanna bring with you to make your day more comfortable, but you don't want your book bag to be so heavy, it's unbearable, your back hurts by the end of the day. So I find that this little disposable water bottle is the way to go. Anytime you get a drink at a restaurant, I just dump it in here, and when I'm finished, this bottle weighs nothing at all until I get my next drink. So I think a little disposable water bottle is the way to go. And then on top of that, I like to throw in a reusable straw. A lot of the parks do not have straws for the safety of the animals and different things in the parks. So I think a reusable one is 100% the way to go. Those little paper ones tend to like melt kind of fast in the Florida heat. So bringing your own is definitely a must-have. So next on my list is a new item. I'm definitely not used to packing these all the time when I go to Disney World, but they are face masks. So again, you're gonna wanna bring multiple for many different reasons. It may get wet, it may get uncomfortable. You may wanna just have some different options. So right here, I have one of the Disney World face masks. This one is all like cotton, and this is the Haunted Mansion print right from Disney World. And then I also have some from Target here as well, just a little bit of a different variation. They have the metal around the nose. So again, I think it's just good to have a multiple depending on how you're feeling that day, or maybe how you're feeling later in that day. So the next 3 categories I kind of broke out, and again, you're gonna see that I use these clear plastic bags. Again, they keep things organized, they keep things from not getting wet, and when you're going through security, if someone would have to dig through your bag to see if you have anything you shouldn't have in your bag, it's really easy for them to see all of your things when they're in clear plastic bags. So the first plastic bag, what I keep in it are little disposable wipes. So here we have some flushable wipes. I have a pack of wet ones in there, and if it wasn't everything that's happening right here, we always keep a little bag of Clorox wipes in here as well. And here's why. If you're gonna be at the park all day, you're outside, chances are you may get a little bit dirty. I mean, a lot of the lines are outside. So with the weather and rainstorms, things get dirty. There is no way to pretty much not get a little bit dirty when you're outside all day. So having wet ones to like wipe down real fast when you go to the restroom, I just think is such a great thing to have. And then Clorox wipes. Even before everything that has happened this year, we always pack Clorox wipes because you may be sitting at a table somewhere and there are sticky kind of like pop drinks, candy, ice cream. You may get some of that on like the table and you may just want to give it a nice little wipe down, sanitize it before you and your family sit there to eat your meal. Everything I'm going to show you, whether it's wet wipes, chapstick, anything like that, we always try to buy the travel size. Again, that takes up the least amount of space in your bag. These are things that I put in my bag and leave in my bag. Throughout the week when we're doing other things, they never leave my park bag. They are solely for that purpose. So when we go back to the hotel room, I don't have to worry about taking these things in and out of my bag to use them at night. They are solely for my park bag. So the next little plastic bag full of things I have, I deem these like super usable. I'm gonna use these often throughout the day. So to start off in this bag, I have gum. If you are a gum chewer, you are not gonna find gum at the Disney World parks, so make sure you definitely pack your own. The next thing, again, we always pack this even before everything happened this year, is hand sanitizer. This is super useful when you're at the parks. Again, there are plenty of places to wash your hands, but having hand sanitizer is always great, especially when you just hop off the rides, etc. Especially in a scent that you like. The ones provided for you at the parks just may not be to your taste, so it's really nice to have your own that you prefer as well. The next thing, because it is hot in Florida, is some chapstick. I find myself using that a lot when I'm at the Disney parks, especially because you're gonna be outside all day. And last but not least in this bag, this may not be for everyone, but is a lipstick. I love lipstick. I think it really makes your look pop when you're in pictures. You're gonna be making all these great memories, getting a lot of pictures taken, so I always have a lipstick with me as well. And my last little bag has a lot more items in it, but these are items that I deem I'm not going to be using constantly throughout the day. So they can kind of go in this little plastic bag. They can kind of sit towards the bottom of my book bag as well. I may need them, I may not need them, but that's what's great about having all these different things separated in different bags. Depending on how much you're going to access them is how I like to separate my items out. So the first item in this bag is a teeny tiny little lotion. Again, I try to find the smallest travel size amounts that I can. And again, if you're gonna be outside all day, this may come in handy. The next item is going to be a teeny tiny little mini perfume. Again, I'm sure you guys can imagine being outside all day, why you may need a little bit of perfume to freshen up. The next item goes right along with that. It's a teeny tiny deodorant, so that definitely comes in handy. It's Florida, so along the same lines as lotion, you may need some sunscreen. So here I have the Sun Bum sunscreen, and again, a little teeny tiny travel size, so that's definitely worth putting in your bag. A Tide pen is great to have. I've definitely gotten ice cream or Starbucks, some different things, and again, you never know when you're gonna get something on your outfit. If you plan on being there all day and don't want to make that haul back to your hotel room, it's normally not a quick trip back to your hotel room, so having a Tide pen can definitely save the day. Also, medicine. So again, we buy these little travel size containers. So again, these will just stay in my park bag. I'll pack like fuller size containers for the hotel room, but any medicine you may possibly think you need. Allergy pills, Advil, Tylenol, maybe some Pepto or motion sickness pills. It's great to make sure you have these in your park bag. Again, First Aid may have these, but you may have to walk the whole way to the front of the park to get them. So it's nice to just have small quantities on you throughout the day. I have, I think, 3 more items in this bag. One are these little like toothbrush wisps. So this is great if you plan on staying all day, just to freshen up a little bit as well. Band-aids, if you're gonna be walking around, you never know, you may get a blister, you may cut your finger on something. Again, if you have a couple of these on you, it may be so worth it to not have to make that trek up to the front of the park. And then makeup. I always keep a tiny bit of foundation in my bag just in case I want to freshen up throughout the day. I'm assuming you're probably going to have pictures taken of you. This may not matter for everyone, but if I'm sweaty, I like to go to the restroom real fast, freshen up, put a tiny bit of makeup on, and then keep going about my day. So I have 3 more items left, and to start off, I have this little carabiner clip with a little hair tie on it. So again, I like to just clip this to the outside of my book bag. I may want to hang my umbrella on there if it gets wet, tie my rain jacket to the outside of my book bag. You never know what you could use this for. Essentially, it definitely has come in handy in the past, so I think they're great to have. If you have one laying around the house, just go ahead and clip it on. It may come in use if you're staying at that park all day long. The second to the last item are these fun little glow bracelets for when it gets dark out. Little glow bracelets like this can be really expensive inside the park, so if your kids or family members may want them, you can pack them ahead of time. They barely take up any space, and they're definitely going to save you a lot of money. And last but definitely not least in my book are Mickey Mouse ears. So as you can see, I have on my classic Mickey Mouse ears that I purchased at the park, but you can also find really cute park ears like this on Etsy and different websites. This is a pair that I actually made myself. So having different mouse ears to take pictures in is so much fun. Again, this little carabiner comes in handy because a lot of times I'll just clip my mouse ears to it and then clip them to the outside of my bag so they're not actually taking up space inside my bag. But if you know, wearing a headband all day can be a little bit uncomfortable sometimes, so it's nice to take them on or off, switch them up. So being able to attach them to the outside of your book bag definitely comes in handy. And again, who goes to Disney World without mouse ears? Okay guys, so that's everything that I like to take to the Disney World parks with me inside my park book bag. Again, just to be clear, you may not need all of these items. You may have a perfectly sunny day at the park and you may not need that raincoat. Or you may be having a fabulous day and not need any of that Advil. But if you plan on going hard and you want to stay at the parks from morning till night and really get the max amount of fun in, it's really nice to have these, especially just for emergencies. It does rain a lot in Florida, so chances are you're gonna need that rain gear, and if you forget it, you're gonna be a little bit unhappy. So I hope this helped some of you guys out, especially if you may be going to the parks for the first time. I would love to hear from all of you and see what you like to take to the parks with you as well, what you found handy, and maybe something you put in your park bag that you never used. So again, my name's Nicole. If you like videos like this, we would really love it if you subscribe to our channel down below. We love Disney World and we'll be uploading a ton of Disney content. We travel there quite often, and when we're not traveling there, I love to do DIY projects and haul videos. So if you like any of that, definitely hit that bell button so you get notified the next time we upload a video. If you're going to Disney World, I really hope some of these tips and tricks for your park bag definitely help you and your family and friends. And that's it for today's video, so thanks for watching. Bye!